Good morning, everybody. It is October 24th, 2024, and I am on a demo version of Baselane Banking. Just wanted to run through this dashboard and the different sections of Baselane Banking just to demonstrate how easy this is to use. So we start off on the platform, and on this left-hand toolbar we have different categories that we can sift through. We'll skip the partners section for now, but let's start off with the Baselane Banking, and this is very easy to use. The summary section basically shows the total funds that you have within Baselane. If you scroll down a little bit more, these are the different accounts that are set up on this demo site. So with each separate account, you can click on the account to see what is in each account and also the different categories for expenses. So the way this particular demo is set up with Apex Investors LLC, short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, and long-term rentals. Of course, different accounts for each category of rental property. You don't have to set yours up that way. You may just be operating your properties as long-term rentals, but if you have a mix, you can set them up that way, or you can combine them. It's whatever you prefer. To set up a new account entity is pretty easy. If you're operating as a sole proprietor, an individual, you click on that. Most of us will probably be operating under some type of LLC, so just click on that for demonstration purposes. You can put in your legal name, doing business name. So if we put in Bob Steakhouse LLC, and if we're doing business as Best Steaks, let's say, of Texas, we can put that in, of course. The EIN number, which you have, then you simply put that in. And the business vertical, in this case, it would be food industry, hospitality, or food services, but there's a good array of these. So you choose whichever business best describes your business type. Mobile phone number, your physical address, etc., and then hit continue. So that will set up your new bank account. Okay, so we'll go to transfers and payments. Right now, there's no external accounts set up, but it's easy to transfer from one account to the next. You just pick your main account, and of course you can pick the account that you want to transfer to, and then the amount, $500 in this case. You can decide if it's one-time or recurring transfer, and the date. Transfer between two accounts. If it's for a specific property, you can choose that property, and then any notes. Say to cover electric bill for and then you transfer it. Sometimes they'll send you a mobile verification code, and that will go to your mobile phone just to authorize that transaction, and you put that in. So it's pretty easy that way. In terms of external accounts, this is also very easy. There's two different ways you can add an external account. So if you're banking with a different banks such as Bank of America or Wells Fargo, what have you. You can either add that account manually by choosing the drop-down list, the account type, savings or checking, account holder's name, routing number, account number, and you can rename it Apex Properties LLC, and you can put maybe miscellaneous or expenses or miscellaneous expenses or whatever you choose to name it. And then you click on add account. That's option number 1. In terms of adding the external account, you can add it securely with Plaid, and this is very easy to do. So you just go through the prompts, you choose your main bank. If that's not in there, just type a search. So you choose, if it's on the list, you can choose from their library of other banking institutions, and then just go through the prompts there. You basically log in and you link the external account, so that will be added to the various banks. You can move money from internally within Baselane or to an external account, which would come down in this drop down list once you add that. So for this example, I believe this is an external bank account. So it's pretty easy. The funds move fairly quickly as well, within a day or two. So we've covered Baselane banking, transfer payments, external accounts, transactions, and bookkeeping. Those will pop up as well on the transaction page. Under each transaction, of course, you can do a drop down. So Uber would most likely fall under travel and auto, and you can select a property if that travel was specific to a certain property. If you live out of state and you needed to travel to another state where the property resides, then that would be a direct expense linked to that property. So pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to skip over the analytics and reporting just because this is a demo site. So I'll skip over that for now. In terms of properties, there's a few properties that have been set up here. For this downtown duplex, they have an upper level and lower level in that property. This particular property does not. And then here on the Oxford Road property has a couple different units as well. So to add a property, again, is very easy. Choose the category. You can put property name, say New Braunfels STR short-term rental 1, for example, and you can put in the address. And if it's a true address, like this one is, just a random address, it'll populate. Single unit or multiple units. There's multiple units. You can name those as well. Unit 1, 2, or 3. If you need to add more, you can add more. So it's pretty easy to do. Then you can go ahead and create that property. If you want to set up rent collection for that property, you can do that as well. And we can use the one we just set up. we can choose which unit. So if it's a new property, for example, or a property that you just acquired and it's vacant and you found a tenant to fill unit number 1, you just click on that. On lease term, is it fixed term or month to month? Most likely it would be fixed term. Let's say they're going to start in November 1st, 2024, and it's going to end a year later, October 31st. The rent amount, let's say, is $1,500. If there's any recurring fees, let's say if you have a pet fee of $25 a month, you can add that in as well. You can add another fee as well. The rent is due on the 1st of every month, 17th, you choose. You can also add a late fee. Typically late fees start 3 days after the due date, and that first fee is $50. Or if you use a certain percentage of the monthly rent, you can add that in as well. One thing Baselane does not have as of today is adding additional fees onto that first late fee. But that's something that you can go in and create additional expenses or additional fees on. So security deposit, if you've collected the security deposit already upon lease execution, you can do that. Let's say you executed the lease on October 1st, and you can mark that as paid. If you didn't, then unclick the as paid. If you also collect last month's rent up front, put that in there as well. And oops. Oh, the selected the date. Sorry about that. So that would be 2025 and October, and you can mark that as paid too. Okay, so in this case I'm just going to put it in. If there's any, if you do any prorated collection, you can put that in as well. Say if they started their lease the middle of the month and you collected $750, put that in, and of course the date as well. So this will show the invoices from today's date forward or from the beginning of the lease forward to the end of the lease, just to confirm it. And if you receive the rents, or whichever property receives the rents, you can point which bank account that goes to. So of course that would be a long-term rental. And if you have another bank account that you designate to receive security deposits, you can click that one as well. You can add as many checking accounts as you desire. If you need to add a new account, you just click on that for a security deposit. It's pretty simple. Okay, then you add the tenant in. Just follow the prompts, and and then Baselane will invite the tenant to sign up for rent collection, and the rents can be paid on the tenant's end through their Baselane portal, and you'll receive them in whichever account that you direct those payments to go to. And click on Finish Later. And so we already went through rent collection. This payment summary is nice. If there's anything overdue, it'll pop up with an overdue notice, since there aren't any active rents coming in. There's not much to see on this page. And of course, if you added any tenants in, it'll show you the tenants that have been invited. And there's another tab for rent collection. So that is Baselane banking in a nutshell. Of course, there's more to it apart from this basic overview. But if you have any questions, please post them in the comments section and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much for watching.